today. Canada holds its breath and hopes for a miracle on ice, Finnish style. Just another day at the office for the Great Ones. And Patrick Ewing's Knicks are in action in one of 7 NBA games.
Sports Desk with Chris Seasons and Teresa Herger.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Also ahead, the Pittsburgh Penguins await Mario Lemieux's return. We'll have the story. And the Campbell Conference All-Star team is announced. We'll tell you who just is a member. But first, Chris, some surprising turn of events in Regina.
Big game in Regina, that's for sure. Canada's loss to Czechoslovakia on Wednesday night turned what was supposed to be a nothing game between the Soviets and Finland on Thursday night into the most crucial game of the World Junior Hockey Championships so far. A win by the Soviets would clinch the gold medal for them. A loss or a tie, and Canada would still have a shot at the gold. Now, if you remember, at last year's World Junior Championships, Canada faced much the same scenario, needing a win or a tie by Sweden against the Soviets. Sweden pulled off a last-second tie, allowing Canada a final shot at the gold medal. Could the Finns do the same for Canada this year? Let's head to Regina and find out. Finns get on the board first, striking midway through the first period. Yuri Lehtinen scores on his own rebound, 1-0 Finland after 1 period. To the second period now, the Finns add to their lead. It comes right off the face-off. The Finns win the draw, and the puck finds its way to Petri Kostamäki's stick. He scores 2-0 Finland. Finnish goaltending, just great. Pasi Kuve-Lenin with the great glove save here to hold the Soviets at bay. Still in the second, Finland increases its lead to 3 goals. Great passing by the Finns. Kim Araus scores. It's now 3-0 Finland. Great news for the Canadians. The teams trade goals, then Pavel Bure scores on the breakaway for the Soviets. 4-2 after 2 periods, the Soviets making a comeback. Third period, Soviets pull to within 1. Alexei Petrov scores to tie the game at 4. Then, as quick as you can say, Pavel Bure, the Soviets tie it up. The Soviet Union takes a 5-4 lead on Bure's 3rd goal of the night. 5-4 Soviets late in the 3rd. But it's not over yet. The Soviets get a crucial penalty with 2 minutes left to play, putting the Finns on the power play. Finland then pulls their goalie for a 2-man advantage. Then with 15 seconds left to play, Barbio with a shot from the point beats the Soviet goaltender between the legs. The Finns tie it up in dramatic style. That picture says it all. The Soviets with the chance to clinch the gold medal, but they could not do it. So that means we will have a classic showdown now on Friday night, and you can see that game live on TSN. With more from Regina, let's go to TSN's Paul Romanuk.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. Just an outstanding hockey game at the Agrodome in Regina. It had everything. It had lots of drama, especially. The Finns were up by a score of 4-0 over the Soviets at one point. The Soviets came back, went up 5-4. And then with time ticking down on the game, the Finns with a man advantage. The Soviets had taken a too many men in the ice penalty. Finns with an extra attacker and then an additional attacker with the empty net. It is Jarkko Barbio taking the drop pass, and he buries it behind Sergei Ziovani, the Soviet goaltender. And Ziovani was just beside himself after the goal was scored. He ended up just lying on the ice in misery. A 5-5 tie is how things finish up. One of the reasons that he was so upset, and in fact his whole team was upset, is because now it all comes down to tomorrow's game against Team Canada. They must beat Canada in order to pick up the gold medal in that game. Had they won this one, the gold would have been in the back pocket heading into that game against Team Canada. It's got to take you back to a similar situation last year at the World Junior Championships when you were there, and it was Sweden that time who had to come through for Canada against the Soviets.
It's incredible. It's like deja vu, Paul. And this time, the goalie from last year, Tachenko, was on the bench tonight watching Zavagin in his anguish. I know exactly what he feels. We had a great picture last year of the goaltender, tears streaming down his face after the tie to Sweden that allowed Canada to win the gold. The difference here, of course, is that the Soviets have an opportunity to come back and go for gold against Canada. But you know, Paul, we talked last night about all the critical flaws Team Canada has. For now, you can put all those on the back burner. They got a chance to regroup, come back, whether it was goaltending or shoddy defense or whatever. The fact of the matter is Canada's back in this tournament, and the whole country's going to wake up again.
Well, the Soviets are undoubtedly pretty distraught. I know one guy who's probably wearing an ear-to-ear grin. As a matter of fact, let's see. Yes, he is. Dave Draper, the chief scout for this Canadian team. Pretty happy and, I guess, unbelievable. I mean, you seemed as surprised as anybody in the building when that happened.
Most definitely. The Soviets came out in the third and really put a lot of pressure on the Finns. I thought they held their composure. They were fatigued, there's no question. Both teams went to short bench, but with the opportunity on the power play and then the goaltender out, number 15 is a very good player. He played exceptionally well the first half of the game, and a good shot, maybe not a great goal, but it counted, and it gives us an opportunity to determine our own destiny, and we're certainly looking forward to that challenge tomorrow night.
And you can see the game live here on TSN. It is Canada and the Soviet Union coming up tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. This will be the gold medal championship game for the 1991 World Junior Hockey Championships. Now back to TSN Control and Sports Desk.
Thanks, Paul. One other game at the World Junior Championships that had absolutely no bearing on the outcome of the tournament found Switzerland playing Norway. The only interesting note about this game is that one of these teams would finally come up with a win. Both Switzerland and Norway in the negative column with 5 losses in 5 games. And when this one finished, Switzerland went ahead of Norway by a score of 2-1. So the standings look like this. USSR on top with 11 points, Canada with 8, and then Canada with 9 rather, Czechoslovakia with 8. And you know, everyone said that it would come down to this game. Team Canada versus USSR, the gold medal on the line, and you can see that game here on TSN beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern.
To the NHL now.
You're watching TSN, the Sports Network.